everyone, thanks for joining in and welcome to the first ever edition of Guitar News. So this is just a quick recap over a few minutes of what's been happening in the guitar industry, what's been happening with players and any new equipment that's coming out. So let's go straight in with the first headline, and that is G&L Guitars are no more. There's been a lot of rumours online for a few weeks now. We've been hearing of staff not getting wages and all like this. But apparently it's all been wrapped up now, and Fender have swooped in and bought the rights to his name, so to speak. I'm not sure what will happen with G&L Guitars going forward. It's a shame because they were brilliant guitars. I don't know whether you've ever played one, but a lot of people regarded them as the best guitars Leo ever made. And I've played a few. My dad owns a couple, and they are top quality guitars. So it's a shame to see them being wrapped up, and a shame to sort of see the last legacy of Leo sort of going, but it is what it is. So from one legacy on to the next, we're going to talk about Nuno Bettencourt now. And is it just me, or what a resurgence he's made lately? He's one of my favourite guitarists of all time, so made up for him. But a lot of you have noticed he's been spotted in public recently with two brand new guitars, which are his own brand guitars. He's also come out and said he's starting his own guitar company and he'll be CEO. Now, we haven't really sort of been given much info about what the guitar specs will be, where they'll be made, how much they'll be, etc. All we've got is a few photos of him looking pretty cool on a ranch and a few of them gigging live. I think he done the Sabbath gig as well, and he come out with one. But they look really nice. They've got a sort of racing stripe through them. We have two sort of guitars. One's a natural colour and then one's a sort of darker rosewood looking colour. But I'm looking forward to finding out more specs about them and more info, and we'll bring that straight to you. On to another signature guitar, and PRS have put a lot of effort into sort of reinvigorating the SE range and taking it up another level. Now, they were already amazingly well-made guitars. They look beautiful, and they've changed the whole engineering process just to make them a bit better now. So get over to PRS's website and check them out. One of the latest models that they're releasing is the Herman Li SE. Now, don't get me wrong, Herman Li's not really my type of player. He's an amazing player though. He's got so much skill, and his new signature guitar is so sexy. I was just staring at the screen for about 5 minutes looking at it. As you can see, there's all different colours of it. So another reason to get over to PRS's website and check out all their new releases. Now, on to some sad news. PMT, Professional Music Technology, is no more. It's been a legendary shop for a couple of decades now throughout the UK. It did grow to 16 stores and cut back to 11, but they were known as being one of the big players within the UK, and I loved going to the stores. They always had so much selection and a lot of diverse guitars, everything from beginner through to intermediate, right through to high end. It's a real shame that we've lost them. I'm reading online that, it's all to do with the online sales and all like that. It's all bull. It's all bull. This is what it actually is. This is my prediction for the guitar industry. They're all going to copy Apple. You can't buy an Apple computer unless you buy it from Apple Direct, and it's going to be the same for all the big brands. Fender, Gibson, PRS, you will only be able to buy direct from them. They will stop selling to all the guitar shops. They will open up their own shops in capital cities and sell online, and that'll be that. The markup now between guitars is so small when you consider shipping, tax, everything else involved, and a lot of companies price match the goods, so you're not allowed to sell them. Roland and Boss were especially guilty of this. When I worked in a guitar store, I was shocked to find that every guitar store in the country has to list every Boss product at the same price. I'm sure it's the same for a lot of other brands, potentially Fender too. But here's an interesting one for you. I went to buy a Fender Tonemaster Pro a few months ago, cash, and I thought, who's going to get me money? I love Andertons, I love the Captain, I love the Channel, and the prices are great. I thought, Andertons are getting it. So I rang them up, spoke to a guy in sales, lovely guy. I said, I've got 1,500 quid cash, I want to buy one cash. What discount can you give me? Pulled the blag, I'm a student and all like that. He arranged a 10% discount, which I was buzzing with. I was pushing for the 20, but I was happy with a 10. So 10% on 1,500 quid was 150 quid. I was made up. So I said I'd call him back in half an hour. I got home from work, Rang them back, spoke to another guy in sales, and they said, no, we can't do that discount. I said, all right, what can you do? He said 20 quid. I said, you're having a laugh. 20 quid off a £1,500 cash sale. I said, I'll go elsewhere. So I went on to Fender's website. They gave me a discount of 150 quid. So I got it for £1,350, £150 less than Anderton's, direct from Fender. Now, Fender are the supplier to Anderton's, and if Anderton's can't sell to the customer because Fender are undercutting them, the business model's broken. And I think that's the future of guitar shops. Maybe give it another 10, 15 years, but all the big boys will get out of the game while they can, and all the little boys will just be left to fend for themselves and all fold in on each other. It's such a shame, but you know, I'm reading online now that JHS, John Hornby Skews, has been put up for sale, and they're willing to take an offer. They can see what the future of the industry is. Like they say, the customer always wins though, and the only winner in all of this is the customer. Granted, we might lose the ability to, go into guitar stores locally and try out guitars, but I'll be honest, my experience of going into guitar stores, if they're really small, it's very hard to get on a guitar without getting beady eyes looking at you, because they have a lot of money in that guitar. They don't have much stock. If Fender had their own sort of showroom like Toys R Us, but for Fender guitars, I'd be in there every day of the week. I wouldn't care about asking to pick up a £5,000 custom shop to try out because it's Fender. So as a customer experience, it'd be a lot more fun. So be interested to see how the industry rolls out over the next 10 or 15 years, but I don't think it's good for retailers. I quickly want to talk about the new Fender Standard series. Basically, I was sat with my mates having a cup of tea the other day, and there was a bit of confusion about this. Back in the day, the American Standard was the top dog. It was the USA Standard. That was it. And then you had the lower models. And then they changed the name, and then they made Mexicans the Standard. So when I seen these priced lower than the current Mexican models, I thought, what's the score there? It turns out these are Indonesian. And Indonesian guitars are really, really good. It surprised me if these weren't on par with the Mexicans. But for $499, it's great value for money. They've got some awesome colours. And if you go and get on their website now, I'm telling you now, you'll fall in love with a few of them. So go check them out. The new Fender Standard series, made in Indonesia. Anyway, I want to thank you all for checking in. If you've still made it this far, you're an absolute legend. I want to give a big shout out to me 24 subscribers who've recently got. I'm absolutely made up. To have 24 subscribers, it means a lot to me, so thanks a lot. If you're watching this and you're not a subscriber, you know what to do. Get over and subscribe. Anyway, see you next time, and have a great week, everyone.